Welcome, everybody. Last night's third of 4 nights at the Democratic National Convention saw some good speeches. It saw more of a tailspin from Donald Trump and J.D. Vance as they realize we don't have the momentum, we don't have the favorability, we don't have the personalities, we don't have the policies, we don't really have anything other than the fact that our followers are in a cult. And on the other hand, a positive vision for the country, not apocalyptic, not dystopian, not about everything is, has been, and will be terrible sort of stuff. Just here's what's at stake. Here's what we're going to do. And one of the most interesting speeches last night was from Republican former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Yes, a Republican who said, you know what? You don't have to agree with everything Kamala Harris believes in to realize it's time to dump Trump. Really powerful seeing this Republican there.
Look, you don't have to agree with every policy position of Kamala Harris. I don't. But you do have to recognize her prosecutor mindset that understands right from wrong, good from evil. She's a steady hand and will bring leadership to the White House that Donald Trump could never do.
This is a Republican, folks.
Let me be clear to my Republican friends at home watching. If you vote for Kamala Harris in 2024, you're not a Democrat, you're a patriot.
Very, very powerful stuff. As I've said, there are folks who need a sort of license of sorts to say, I'm not going to vote Trump. I'm just going to vote for what I kind of know is right deep down. And that's why when Ana Navarro, former Republican, a Latino woman, said they abandoned us, this isn't right, Kamala's not a communist, we've got to do the right thing. Right-wing Latino voters hopefully hear that and go, she's doing it and I can do it too. I suspected it was the right thing to do and now she's telling me it is. And similarly, when Jeff Duncan says the same thing, it doesn't make you a Democrat to choose Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. It just makes you a patriot because it's what's good for the country rather than what's good for your party. Cory Booker spoke about Project 2025, and he had some good lines about it.
If Donald Trump has his way, he's going to push through their extreme agenda. Project 1825. I'm sorry. I rolled that back. I got that wrong. Project 1925. Oh, I'm sorry. Project 2025. That poisonous agenda where every single state will be in a state of crisis.
Remember that we have been talking about Project 2025 a long time. It's gone mainstream and people now know about it. Another notable moment from day 3, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel with a message for Republicans and for the Supreme Court. Check this out.
By the way, I got a message for the Republicans and the justices of the United States Supreme Court. You can pry this wedding band from my cold, dead, gay hand.
It's a good line. I will give it to her. It is a very, very good line. Another excellent speaker was Maryland Governor Wes Moore. Really good in a number of ways, talking about the importance of infrastructure with the connection to that Maryland bridge collapse that he dealt with as governor of Maryland, and just overall a very good speech.
Now, I joined the Army when I was 17. In fact, I was too young to sign the paperwork. I had to ask my mom to sign the paperwork for me because I don't have bone spurs.
So another reference, many of the military veterans who spoke at the DNC, and there were a number of them, referencing Donald Trump and bone spurs. A couple people on the live stream last night said, aren't you making fun of medical conditions? I thought we didn't make fun of medical conditions. Of course, that's not what the bone spur reference is about. The bone spur reference is about the fact that I don't know that any of us believe that Donald Trump really had any condition that prevented him from serving, other than having been born with a silver spoon in his mouth and not wanting to do it, and being able to get a note saying whatever the hell he wants from any doctor in New York City. That's really the criticism. It's not about, oh, we laugh at bone spurs. Minority Leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, spoke, and he analogized Donald Trump to an old boyfriend who just won't leave you the hell alone.
Which brings me to you-know-who. Donald Trump is like an old boyfriend who you broke up with, but he just won't go away. He has spent the last 4 years spinning the block, trying to get back into a relationship with the American people. Bro, we broke up with you for a reason.
So Hakeem Jeffries, a good speech, some better parts, some okay parts, but overall very good. Extremely high expectations and anticipation for former President Bill Clinton's speech. Hilariously, during the live stream, I mentioned to the audience, you know, Bill Clinton was president 32 years ago. He became president 32 years ago. He's still younger today than Donald Trump is. And very funny that Bill Clinton included that exact same line in his speech.
2 days ago, I turned 78, the oldest man in my family of 4 generations. And the only personal vanity I want to assert is I'm still younger than Donald Trump.
It's a very good line. And then maybe Clinton was not as energetic and effervescent as he once was. It was very apparent to the audience, but he was very effective at creating this contrast, the politics of we and the politics of me. And Trump is all about me, me, me. And when Bill Clinton addressed that during his speech, he referenced crowd size, and he really wrapped it all up together in a way that I thought was very effective.
Look, what does her opponent do with his voice? He mostly talks about himself, right? So the next time you hear him, don't count the lies. Count the eyes. Count the eyes. His vendettas, his vengeance, his complaints, his conspiracies. He's like one of those tenors opening up before he walks out on stage, like I did, trying to get his lungs open by singing me, 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 me. When Kamala Harris is president, every day will begin with you, 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 you. So, we got to ask ourselves the questions if we're going to hire a president. Do you want to build a strong economy from the bottom up and the middle out? Or do you want to spend the next 4 years talking about crowd size?
The very clear point that Bill Clinton made, and whether he's effervescent or not, he got the point across. Trump's entire routine, and it is like a routine at this point. It's ratings based. It's what sort of marks did I get? It's a tired routine that we are all completely sick of and increasingly disgusted by. Another great speaker was Pete Buttigieg, former guest on this show and Secretary of Transportation, and he had a very direct counter to J.D. Vance's claim that if you have no biological children, you lack a commitment to the future of the country. He rejected that notion.
And don't even get me started on his new running mate. At least Mike Pence was polite. J.D. Vance is one of those guys who thinks if you don't live the life that he has in mind for you, then you don't count. Someone who said that if you don't have kids, you have, quote, no physical commitment to the future of this country. You know, Senator, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I didn't have kids then. Many of the men and women who went outside the wire with me didn't have kids either. But let me tell you, our commitment to the future of this country was pretty damn physical. Choosing a guy like J.D. Vance to be America's next vice president sends a message. And the message is that they are doubling down on negativity and grievance. Committing to a concept of campaigning best summed up in one word: darkness.
Very clear that that darkness and light analogy played very, very well during this convention. There was a surprise appearance from Oprah Winfrey, not giving away any cars at the event, at least as far as I could tell, but a very, very well-received speech.
They are the best of America. And despite what some would have you think, we are not so different from our neighbors. When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. We don't wonder who their partner is or how they voted. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady, well, we try to get that cat out too.
Oprah actually very, very good at this and sparking these "we are not going back" chants, and the crowd was just into it.
And let us choose inclusion over retribution. Let us choose common sense over nonsense. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be set back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back.
And then finally, before we get to the Tim Walz acceptance speech for his nomination, Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, extraordinarily solid, a guy I would be very curious about as a future president of the United States.
Kamala Harris, well, she has spent her entire career making progress. Donald Trump, a man with no guardrails, wants to take away our rights and our freedoms. And listen, while he cloaks himself in the blanket of freedom, what he's offering isn't freedom at all. Because hear me on this, it's not freedom to tell our children what books they're allowed to read. No, it's not. And it's not freedom to tell women what they can do with their bodies. And hear me on this, it sure as hell isn't freedom to say you can go vote, but he gets to pick the winner. That's not freedom. But you know what? You know what, Democrats? We are the party of real freedom. That's right. The kind of real freedom that comes when that child has a great public school with an awesome teacher because we believe in her future. Real freedom that comes when we invest in the police and in the community so that child can walk to and from school and get home safely to her mama.
This is not only Josh Shapiro at his best, but taking back being the party of freedom has worked really, really effectively. It probably won't shock you. Trump losing it throughout the entire event. Trump just posting about the Democrat convention. We've got to do this. We've got to do that. These are terrible people. Comrade Kamala, she's a communist. I'm furious. This, that. Here's polling that's fake. I'm not even going to tell you everything. The substance is irrelevant. But as we scroll and scroll and scroll, we see conspiracy videos, out of context clips of Kamala Harris, unscientific polls from Twitter by Elon Musk, videos from right-wing Breitbart, articles from right-wing New York Post, articles from conspiracy site The Gateway Pundit, and it's just endless. It's endless. And this is going every time the convention gets going. Trump just starts posting this agit trash. This is really getting to him. And if you thought the earlier speeches got to him, you've got to see Tim Walz accepting the nomination. Being this close to the presidential election, noise from the right on things like who Tim Walz really is and how Kamala Harris handled immigration as the supposed borders are, is only going to intensify. And that's why I've been using Ground News as a solution. Our longtime sponsor, Ground News, gathers related news and adds important context that might influence how each outlet frames the facts. My Vantage plan even gives me access to their election-focused blind spot feed, diverse perspectives on the most pressing issues and the latest stories on each candidate, so you can determine the truth on who they really are, not just hearing the loudest and most biased opinions. For each story you read on their platform, you'll find every article Ground News found reporting on it, as well as tags next to the source indicating if they're independently owned or not, how credible their reporting is, if they have any political bias, making it really easy to critically analyze different perspectives and come to your own conclusion. Ground News is independent and subscriber supported, but my viewers will save 40% on the same Vantage plan that I use. For unlimited access to all of their features, go to ground.news/Pacman or scan my QR code to subscribe.